Saying, nigga, all you YB fans, but block me today, nigga. This little nigga on this whole payment, doing all type of G money. We get on that Prado shit, stamp you niggas. Nah, for real.
Right now over rumors that NBA YoungBoy supposedly checked the Dallas rapper named Montana 700 in the most disrespectful way possible. Social media claims some leaked backstage footage shows Montana getting pressed by YB's crew at one of YoungBoy's own shows, all because of some old comments that recently resurfaced and started going viral again. The whole situation is wild because back in 2021, when Montana first made that video, he wasn't even known like that. He probably thought nobody would ever see it. But the internet, it never forgets. And once those clips made a comeback, fans swore YoungBoy decided to remind Montana who he was playing with. According to the online talk, this whole mess traces back to December 2021, when YoungBoy dropped his Blackball video. The visual had everybody debating makeup, black painted nails, an artistic shift that had fans split down the middle. Some people understood the creative expression, others didn't get it at all. But Montana, who was basically unknown at the time with just a small local following, saw it as his shot to go viral. He hopped online and started clowning YB, taking jabs at his image and trying to score attention off one of the biggest names in hip-hop. Now, those old clips are coming back to haunt him, with fans saying that one impulsive moment might have just cost Montana whatever respect he had in the streets and damaged his whole come-up. Whether the footage is real or just internet chaos doing what it does, the message people are taking from it is simple. Dissing Little Top for clout can blow up in ways you never expect. The audacity was wild, fam. Back in the day, Montana hopped online and dropped a whole video talking to his followers about how anyone who still rocked with YoungBoy after the painted nails and the zesty aesthetic wasn't riding with him anymore. He was laughing, cracking jokes, cussing YB out, and throwing every kind of insult he could think of. Basically trying to clown a rapper who had already proven his weight in the streets and in the industry. The disrespect wasn't just surface level either. This wasn't about makeup or nail polish. Montana was trying to question YoungBoy's whole image, his masculinity, his authenticity, his reputation, all for a little online attention. And what made it even crazier was the timing. YB was dealing with legal issues, industry politics, and a ton of pressure. So for a small Dallas artist to jump in and pile on during that moment felt to a lot of fans like pure opportunism. Back then, Montana didn't have hits, didn't have buzz, didn't have a name. He was just another up-and-coming rapper trying to spark controversy to get noticed. He probably assumed YB would never see the clip, or if he did, it wouldn't matter. But fast forward to 2024 and 2025, and Montana finally started picking up some traction in the Dallas scene. Nothing huge, but enough to get people digging through his old posts. And that's when that 2021 video began resurfacing everywhere. Because that's how the internet works, gang. The moment you start getting attention, folks go through your entire digital footprint, looking for anything they can bring back to life. Whenever someone starts gaining traction, the internet digs up everything. Old tweets, old clips, old comments, nothing stays buried. So when Montana's old video about YoungBoy resurfaced, it instantly became fuel for anyone looking to spark drama. Hip-hop blogs, Twitter accounts, Instagram pages, everybody started reposting it. Fans were tagging both artists nonstop, trying to see if either one would bite. Some people laughed it off as old internet chaos, while others wondered if YoungBoy had ever seen the clip and what he might think about it now. Montana probably assumed the moment had passed. It had been almost 4 years since he made those comments. He was focused on his new music, building a local buzz, and carving out a lane in the Dallas scene. The last thing on his mind was an old video he likely figured nobody cared about anymore. But that's where, according to online discussion, he may have miscalculated, underestimating how serious some artists take public disrespect, no matter how old it is. In certain circles, people say there's no expiration date on a violation. Time doesn't erase the energy behind what was said. And the timing of that resurfaced clip couldn't have been worse for Montana. Fans online kept pointing out that this wasn't the YoungBoy from 2021, who was battling legal issues and industry tension. This was 2025 YoungBoy, charting high, locked in, and more powerful in his lane than ever before. When you're on top like that, people say old disrespect tends to hit a little different. At this point, it wasn't even about the words anymore. It was about the principle. In the eyes of the internet, Montana had taken shots at YoungBoy during a low moment, and now that YoungBoy was back on top, people online were convinced the past was about to circle back. According to the chatter, September 2nd, 2025 was supposed to be a regular positive night for Montana 700. His boy honcho Amir had been invited to perform at NBA YoungBoy's Dallas show, and Montana tagged along to support. On paper, it was a huge moment, Amir getting a major look with one of the biggest artists in the game. Montana probably saw it as a chance to be in the right rooms, maybe shake some hands, maybe even smooth over any tension if YoungBoy had seen the old clip. In his mind, he might have been thinking about apologizing, chalking the whole thing up to being young and reckless and moving forward like grown men. But if the online narrative is true, Montana severely misread the room. People say he underestimated how long YoungBoy holds on to disrespect. After dealing with industry politics, legal battles, and nonstop criticism over the years, fans often joke that YoungBoy remembers everything: who supported him, who doubted him, and who tried to pile on. To make things even more complicated, honcho Amir and Montana being close friends added another layer. Amir was stepping into a huge career opportunity, but his association with Montana, at least according to the rumors, was about to create tension nobody anticipated. When they pulled up backstage, Montana probably felt good, surrounded by big names, good energy, and the excitement of a major show. He probably saw it as things finally moving in the right direction. But meanwhile, fans online insist that YoungBoy had already seen that resurfaced 2021 video, either through his team or through social media, meaning he knew exactly who Montana 700 was the moment he stepped into the venue. So when Montana walked into that backstage area, the internet's version of the story paints it like he was stepping straight into a situation he didn't even realize he was part of. This was the moment, people say, when Montana 700's past finally caught up to him. The way people online tell it, the confrontation went down fast, fam. One minute, Montana was chilling backstage, soaking in the vibe, and the next he was suddenly face to face with NBA YoungBoy, who, according to the rumors, had a few pointed questions about that old 2021 clip. Folks claiming to be close to the situation say YoungBoy walked straight up to him, no subliminals, no middleman, no cryptic messages, just direct energy. They say the exchange was short but heated. YoungBoy allegedly letting Montana know he hadn't forgotten a single word from that resurfaced clip. Montana supposedly tried to explain himself, maybe apologize, maybe say it was all jokes from back when he was still figuring himself out. But in situations like these, at least in the eyes of the internet, explanations don't erase what's already been said. Once the disrespect is public, the damage is public too. After that, the story takes a turn that only added fuel to the online chaos. According to unverified claims circulating on social media, things didn't end with just words. Fans started spreading narratives about YoungBoy's team stepping in and things getting physical backstage. People described it like a full-on humiliation, the kind of moment that shakes a person's confidence and reputation. In hip-hop culture, a slap, real or rumored, isn't just about pain. It's about pride. It's symbolic. It's a way of telling someone they're not even worth squaring up with. If the online chatter is true, then in that moment, Montana's whole world shifted. One second he was an aspiring artist enjoying a big night for his homie, and the next he was the center of a messy story the entire internet was dissecting. And because this allegedly gainer content, things never quite went back to normal. And that's when the story takes another twist, the part fans say kept the streets from going up in flames. This is where things get interesting, fam. According to the online rumors, the alleged backstage incident didn't just happen in the dark. People say someone caught the whole thing on camera, and that supposed footage eventually made its way to the owner of Say Cheese, one of the biggest hip-hop media platforms known for dropping exclusives and blowing stories wide open. But here's where things took a turn nobody expected. Instead of posting the clip and letting it go viral, the Say Cheese founder reportedly refused to release it. His reasoning, at least from what's being said online, was simple. He didn't want to pour gasoline on a situation that could get messy in the streets. Think about that for a second. This is content that would have shattered the internet. Millions of views, endless reposts, endless engagement. Any other day, any other story, Say Cheese would have pushed that upload instantly. But this time, the story circulating online says he held back because he understood how explosive the fallout could be. Because once a clip like that goes public, it stops being just content. It turns into a war zone. People pick sides, online threats start flying, and what begins as one heated moment can snowball into real-life consequences. And according to the chatter, that's exactly what Say Cheese was trying to prevent.